Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. On this channel, I review makeup and skincare and do hair a little bit. It's all about beauty, reviews, tips and tricks, that kind of stuff. I don't get into personal things, but something has been going on for the last couple of months with me, and I wanted to share this video with you in case you also might have been going through something very similar. Now, to a lot of people, makeup and skincare and hair care is frivolous, it's silliness, but I don't think it is. I think it's a form of self-care. I know I love putting on makeup. I love doing my skincare every night and every evening. I feel like I'm doing something good for myself, and by the way, I'm presenting myself to the world. I'm telling the world I respect you enough to keep this going and to put on a little bit of makeup. It's interesting. I just remember something. I was going to try to stay on script, but you know me. I'll try not to go off too often. I used to have an assistant who was from the South, and she told me that one day she came down for her breakfast. She wasn't living at home, but she was visiting her family. And her mother said, "Oh, my God, go upstairs and put on some lipstick." In some cultures, even within the United States, you present yourself to the world. You don't just come as you are. And I feel that, yes, I'm taking care of it. I'm helping my self-confidence. I'm making myself feel good about myself, which gives me energy. Self-confidence is very attractive. But I'm also saying you, the public, the person at the gas station or at Trader Joe's, you deserve to see something a little bit better than me with sunscreen and nothing else on. Now, you may not be going what I'm going through, but I wanted to share it with you because I think I'm probably not the only person in the world who's kind of fallen away from their rituals, who's very slowly, not intentionally, let it all kind of slip. And if you're one of those people, or if you're somebody who had New Year's resolutions and now we're in March and maybe they are kind of slipping away, maybe this will help you. We can kind of help each other. About 10, 11 years ago, I sat down and I learned about skincare. I studied it like it was a class and learned about my skin and tried different things and put together over time a program that works for me very, very well. And I have been extraordinarily disciplined in doing that every morning and every evening until recently. I'm going to speak a little bit about how that happened, but I don't know that it really matters how it happened. What is important is recommitting to it now. For instance, this morning I woke up and instead of going online, I didn't go online. Instead of doing something else, I did my ZIIP. I did my ZIIP, I did red light first, and then I did my ZIIP, and then I washed my face immediately, I did my skincare, put on my sunscreen, did my makeup sitting down, and I feel energized just because I did these steps that I used to do all the time. It really matters, for me anyway. It puts me in the right headspace. Before we go any further, I want to thank ZIIP for sponsoring a portion of this video and for providing a 15% discount to you guys with my code, which I'll put right here, but I'm going to put it in the description box with a link. You can get 15% off ZIIP, and ZIIP is, yes, something I'm going to be talking about. But this is multifaceted. It's not just about devices. It's not just about skincare. It's about the whole. So I want to talk to you about what I'm not doing anymore and what I'm going to do about it. And I'm not going to be too hard on myself about some things, but I am going to be disciplined. I think these habits, rituals that you fall away from, that falling away can become a habit unless you get right back on that horse and start digging those grooves again, those neural pathways. And so I need to be very disciplined, forceful, set timers if I need to get this done, to get back on track. It all kind of started, but not really. I think it was slowly starting already, and then it just got bigger. A couple of months ago when there was construction here, needed a new roof, and then one thing led to another, and they were basically here for a week, maybe a little bit longer. They get here early, they leave at 4, and I just didn't feel, well, I didn't have the time in the morning to do my skincare, to do my ZIIP, to do any of that. I had to wake up, make my coffee, walk my dog, and they were here. And once they were here, I didn't really feel that I had the privacy. All my skincare is down here. It's not upstairs in the bedroom. I didn't have the privacy to do my ZIIP, to do my makeup. And the one time I did my makeup, I could see them outside looking at me, and I thought, well, I feel super self-conscious. I didn't even eat while they were here. I lost weight. That's a good thing. But that kind of killed everything. Killed makeup, killed devices, killed skincare. I would put on sunscreen because I was taking her out for a walk, but that's it. And sunscreen is not a skincare routine. The first thing I got back into was the ZIIP. When they were gone, I'm like, yeehaw, I can eat what I want to. I can do my skincare. Not that I did. I would do my ZIIP though. I love doing the ZIIP. It's not something that I dread. Oh, I gotta do my ZIIP. I will watch videos. I'll watch something on TV, whatever. I do about 20 minutes. Oftentimes I do the lift program, and then I follow up with the nano. Yesterday I did the nano. So the nano helps with collagen. And it also, it delivers at a frequency that is the same frequency that is in our bodies. So our body, our skin, recognizes it and knows what to do with it. And it's great for your skin on a deeper level. And then I do the lift, which is more about nano and bringing everything up. You know what I mean? Contracting those muscles a little bit and helping everything go up. And I use it around my eyes. I use it all over the place. I love using it. I love the gel because you don't have to use soap to take it off. You can just rinse it off and it all goes away. And I had no problem getting back into my ZIIP routine, but everything else, I would oftentimes do my ZIIP. And since the gel has beneficials and it feels so nice, I would put my ZIIP down and then I'd get on a computer. And before I knew it, it was 2 or 3 in the afternoon and I still have this gel on my face and I think, well gosh, it's so late. I'll just put on sunscreen, take her for a walk. Why do my skincare? Because I'm just going to wash it off in a couple of hours kind of thing. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do my skincare first thing in the morning when I wake up. If I'm not doing my ZIIP. If I do my ZIIP, break away. If I'm doing the ZIIP and watching videos, it goes off. I wash my face, I do my skincare, I put on my sunscreen, and then I can come back. I know this sounds so simple and so silly, but I've fallen away from that. And I feel like I need to tell myself, stop, don't do that until you do this. By the way, I'm just going to bring in a ZIIP program that I use most frequently, which is the lifting. And you can see in real time the before and after from side to side. Now, even before the construction had started, I found that I was slipping. I could tell something was going on. I would do my ZIIP. I was always good about that, except when they were here. There was this nagging thing inside me. You're such a slacker. Your self-confidence kind of chips away. Not least of which because I'm not nourishing and taking care of my skin anymore and what the skin looks like, but because I know that I'm not doing something that I should be doing and I have long time done. So it chips away at your confidence as well as your appearance. So this is what I'm going to do about morning skincare. If I'm not doing ZIIP in the morning, I wake up, I feed the dog, I put the water around the kettle so I can make my coffee, and I'm going into this bathroom and doing my skincare, which is what I did for years. Doing my skincare first thing before I even open my computer. If I'm doing the ZIIP, I'm doing the dog, I'm doing the coffee, doing the ZIIP, watching something, but when I'm done, instead of going down the rabbit hole or doing my emails or researching or whatever it is that I have to get done that day, get up, rinse off my beautiful gel, do my skincare, do my sunscreen, and then allow myself to go back. I have to build in these stops for myself during the day. Category 2 is makeup. As I said, presenting myself to the world, right? There's some people that I follow that initially were makeup channels. They would review things or do looks or this, that, and the other thing. And then they became more vloggy in their style. And one thing I recognize from that is these are people who don't actually wear makeup every day. They, I guess, just do it for their channel or do it to go out to eat or something like that, but they're not doing makeup every day, and I am not that person. Once I got back into makeup, which is probably I was probably 48, 49, 50, where I started to wear makeup again. I wear every single day. I love sitting down on this table and going through the ritual. I love playing with makeup, but if I'm going to go out to run some errands, I need to put some makeup on, and I kind of stopped doing that. I'm a little shocked at what I was doing because it was so unlike me, and I miss that time at this table. I miss the 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes to put on my makeup, even if I don't have anything on the docket. It just gives me confidence, which goes into everything else that I need to be doing that day, whether I'm interacting with people or not. It does something for me, and I think it's gracious to do it for other people on top of. So I'm not going to push this too hard because then I'll feel bad about myself again. But today I thought I don't want to sit down and do my makeup for this video, but once I got started and got into it, and then my eyes, and then my cheeks, and then my brow, I'm like, yeah, I like this. So it's kind of like an adrenaline hit. It's a little bit of a happiness, a little bit of a joy that I get from putting on makeup, and I want to reacquaint myself with that. And like I said, I don't want to push myself too hard, but I want to get back to putting on my makeup every day because that's who I am. It may not be who you are, and that's okay. I'm not here to judge, but I know that's who I am, and that I feel that I need to get back to that. So, number 2, doing my makeup more often, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Red light. Red light's so good for your skin, and I have been using one form or another of red light for probably 4 years, and I've always been really good about it, like I said, and it's just kind of fallen by the wayside. Part of the problem is I would think, oh, I can't do ZIIP and red light in the morning. I need to get going. And part of it is because I would say to myself, I'm going to do it at night because red light is actually really good to do right before you go to sleep. And I would find myself washing my face and putting on a couple of products before I remember, oh, I was going to do red light tonight. So I think I'm going to have a 2-pronged approach because right now I'm doing it once a week, and I personally do not ascribe to the idea that at-home red light is actually beneficial at all if you don't use it with some frequency. 3 times a week for 20 minutes each time, probably going to do it, but I'm not. So I'm going to set a timer, I think, on my phone, and that will help to remind me red light. I still haven't figured this one out because today I did red light in the morning and I really did like that, but I know I need to work it out 3 times a week. I've never been that kind of person who's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday this, but maybe that's what I need to do. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, red light. It doesn't matter if it's in the morning, doesn't matter if it's night, I don't know. I still have to figure it out, but I do need to get this back into my program at least 2 times a week. 1 time a week is not doing it. And there have been times when I feel like I went 2 weeks without, as if I forgot I had red light. So that has to go back into my system. It's great for collagen. It's great for relaxing you, helping you fall asleep. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I think it makes the skin look so pretty. Actually, I will use red light if I've used an acid to help calm my skin down a little bit. And for retin-A, if you're feeling a little bit irritated, the red light can help soothe the skin. So that has to go back into my program. And we got AM skincare, we got makeup, we got red light. Let's talk about exercise. Exercise! I used to be the person who was at the gym all the time. Back in the day in high school, I ran 3 miles while everyone else was doing roll call. I was on the track. And my teachers kind of let me get away with stuff because they knew that I wasn't just here to walk around the track. And I took 3 PE classes, so I would have PE every morning because of the way our schedule went. So every morning I ran 3 miles every day of the week. I do some weight training or I do volleyball, whatever the case may be. When I got out of high school, I joined a gym, and I did that frequently. I used to take classes with Karen Voigt, Johnny G, the inventor of spinning, yoga down in Santa Monica. What a drive to do yoga. And then I got into hiking. I am older, so I'm not going to do the same things because I did have injuries. I had hamstrings were not too unusual for me, and I'm a firm believer, don't go back to exercising until you're 100% healed. Don't go back too early because it will never heal. I hurt my back once, I broke my toe once. Those had nothing to do with exercise, by the way. But what I'm trying to say is exercise has been in my life very consistently, and now that I have a dog, that's my exercise. Now, I think for a lot of people, they would say, well, walking isn't really exercise. It actually is. If you can walk and do some stretching and do a little bit of weights, at-home weights, it's a good program. But I live in a hilly area in Laurel Canyon, and when I go walking with her, I'm going at a degree like this. It is a workout. I usually sweat. But I do have a backyard, and she is a beagle. Beagles could care less. My first dog was a dog who had to be exercised. He was hiked twice a day. He was dog parked. He needed it. She doesn't. She is more into food, but when I start to get ready, I put on my leggings. She just waits right outside. She's like, okay, let's go. She doesn't fight me on it, where with Lucy, I would say, come on, you want to go for a walk? And she'd be, catch me later on that. I don't think so. And I'd have to pick her up and set her down in front of the door, and then she would be, okay, well, I'm not going to fight you. It's too much energy. And I have been slugging off on that a little bit. I haven't been going every day. I haven't even been going, let's just put it this way. I'm embarrassed at how little I'm doing it, and I need to bring that up a couple of notches and be more consistent with her walks. But when I do take her, it's generally an hour to an hour 15, and it's a solid workout, and I miss it, and I hate it at the same time because she's a horrible walker. But I need to get back into that. I feel so much better. My head's so much clearer. Everything kind of fires off in my brain so much better. So that's something I need to get back into my program because it gives back, exercise. And then the final bit. So I am going to show you this new program on ZIIP, which I love, and show you the results and talk to you all about it. But in this category, I think one of the most egregious things is my evening skincare. So even if I'm just putting on sunscreen and maybe some moisturizer, I still need to wash it off and put on my actives, which go on at night. And as I said, I was doing the micellar water. I would sit there on computer and I'd look up and I'd see it's 9 o'clock. I should get up, do my skincare, let it be on my skin for a couple of hours before I go to bed because I'm a side sleeper. And I think, I got time. And next thing I know, it's 11 o'clock and I think, well, what's the point of doing it now? I'm going to go to bed in an hour because I usually go to bed around midnight, although lately I've been staying up much later. And I just let it fall away. Micellar water, and then maybe I put on my retin and put on a moisturizer. It's not thorough, it's not ideal, and it cannot happen anymore. I also think, and I have read actually that this is true, if you have a routine at night before you go to bed, and it could be hours before you go to bed, your brain understands it. It's taking these cues, and you're basically preparing yourself to fall asleep quite quickly because your body knows, oh, we're turning down the heat. Oh, we're turning down the sound on the TV. Oh, we're washing our face. Oh, we're doing our red light. These are the cues, whatever your cues may be, so that once I do go to sleep, I fall asleep pretty fast because there's nothing worse than laying in bed thinking about something all the time. I guess I have a little bit of a, I forget what you call it, a squirrel brain or rabbit brain, or it's a little bit active and it gets in the way of things. So that has got to stop. Last night I was a good little girl, but not as good as I should have been. 9 o'clock I thought I should get up, and I told myself that same story. I have time. But by 10 I did. I did do it by 10. Maybe it was 10:30, but it was still a good couple of hours before I went to bed. And I felt good about myself, and feeling good about yourself equals confidence, and that bleeds into other areas of your life. It's a good equation. So, it's gotta stop. It's all about the stories you tell yourself and how to cue yourself up to do what's right. And I feel that it's surprising to me because I've always been so incredibly disciplined about this stuff. And I need to get back and, like I said before, start to burn those grooves again, those neural pathways again. And I hope that this video will be helpful for you if you've fallen off the track. I believe, but I'm not sure, I believe if I'm really strict with myself about most of this stuff, for just a week, everything will fall into place and I'll remember. The makeup, I think I'll be a little bit easier on myself about, and exercise maybe a little bit easier about myself. But yeah, I hope that this will kind of inspire you to do the same thing. Now let's talk about this new ZIIP program. This is for the lips. It makes the lips a little bit bigger. Did you know as we get older, I'm sure you do, your lips get thinner? And I noticed probably 10 years ago, this side of my lip was thinner than this side, and that never happened. And so I went to go get injections. And it wasn't like, oh, I noticed this and I did it. It was years later. And I thought, well, okay, I'll try that. I had a great person doing my injections. And I told her about this, and she said, I don't think this lip is thinner, which I knew it wasn't. She said, this side of your face is saggy. Faster than this side of your face. So if I had, a little something up here, hi, this lip is not as thin as it is this way. Well, I'm not going to get surgery. So a little filler would do it. And you know what? I loved the effect. It was so painful. It was expensive, and it only lasted for 3 months. So I didn't think that I would commit to this for the rest of my life. But I did have it done, I think 3 times. And on the 3rd time, I have a mirror by my sofa. So if I'm sitting on the sofa this way, I look this way, and there's a mirror. And I thought, good Lord, what's that scar on my lip? What? I don't understand. Well, it's one of these vertical lines. There's something about where she put the filler kind of squeezed everything together, and it looked like I had a scar instead of a line that was not as deep. And I thought, you know what? I don't need to do this. I can live with my lips. It's not the worst thing in the world. It was just kind of fun to have lips that were a little bit bigger, a little bit puffier. I did like the look, but I'm okay with the way my lips are. This is not the same as getting filler, but it's really, really good. And it gives you that confidence, which is always lovely. And if you don't have the time to do the ZIIP all over the face, to do both nano and lift, you just need a little something because you did the ZIIP the day before. It's a very short program, and it brings a lot of color to your lips, so all you have to do is put on a gloss if you want, or if you like a nude lip, then just put a nude lip over it. But a lot of color. It helps if you focus, like I do, on the side that's a little uneven, helps that a little bit so the lips don't look as uneven, and they absolutely look fuller. And it's a fantastic program, which I've been showing you on the side here, and now I'm going to show you before and after, and hopefully you will see a difference. It's great fun, and my guess is, just like using the ZIIP consistently over time, both the nano and the microcurrent, you will see a difference that will stay for a bit. I could lose a week of doing the current, and I didn't feel like, oh my God, everything's fallen down. I did feel I wanted to do it again because I missed it so much. But missing that week, actually they were more than a week they were here. It was a week and a half or so. I didn't see the huge difference because I had been using it very consistently for a year. Well, I'm thinking maybe the same thing. If you do the lips very consistently 3 times a week, maybe you will see the change stay with you for a little bit longer, like retraining your face. I don't know that to be true, but I think it's possible that it could be true. And you guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. I know it's unusual. It's a little bit personal, which I usually don't do, probably a little bit all over the place, but I don't think I'm the only person. And I think me saying this out loud will help me get back on track, as opposed to, I've been telling myself these stories for weeks now. You got to start doing this, and then I don't. Maybe if I say it to you, it will help me do it. So leave a comment down below if there's something you want to get back into and you kind of a little bit want to be held accountable. I am not going to judge you. I'm not going to stay on you or anything, but it might feel good for you to say it out loud down in the comment what you stopped doing that you need to get back to and how you're going to do it. That's it, you guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Thank you so much to ZIIP for sponsoring a part of this video, and I hope it was helpful. I hope you come back again, and until we meet again, be safe, be smart, and I'm wishing you good health.